current MP, Honorable Nabwera, we demanded an apology from the sitting Deputy Governor of Kakamega County, Honorable Savula, on two issues. In a political rally, he made utterances to the fact that our client, Honorable Nabwera, is an HIV patient. That Honorable Nabwera suffers from the HIV disease. These were allegations that were put in public. There was no medical certificate to that effect. There was no medical checkup done by Savula or done by any medical practitioner licensed in Kenya to that effect. Number two, the Honorable Deputy Governor made utterances to the effect that Honorable Nabwera murdered a secondary school principal. The Honorable Member of Parliament did issue a message of condolences publicly to the family of the principal who passed on. Post-mortem was conducted. Investigations were conducted. Honorable Nabi has not been arrested or charged or in any manner linked to the sudden death of the principal of that school. And as Honorable Nabi still stands here, he still sends a message of condolences to the bereaved family, the children, the wife, and at large, his constituents who lost a brilliant teacher who was working for the children of his constituency. That letter we gave Honorable Savula a timeline to accept liability and accept to compensate. That timeline expired today at 10 a.m. We moved to court and we have filed a defamation suit at the High Court, where we are seeking Honorable Savula to compensate Mheshimiwa with 100 million Kenya shillings as compensation on the injury that Mheshimiwa has been inflicted. One, Mheshimiwa Nabwera, before he joined politics, was a career corporate person. He worked with the reputable multinational companies such as Coca-Cola at the highest decision-making organ of Coca-Cola, both nationally and regionally. That is the reputation that took Mheshimiwa Nabi to be elected as a member of Parliament. Two, in Parliament, Mheshimiwa Nabi holds a very sensitive issue, the Committee on Education. Education, where Mheshimiwa sits, he determines the fate of more than 22 million students, starting from PP1 to junior secondary, to primary school, to secondary, to university, to tertiary institutions. That is the responsibility Mheshimiwa carries. 2, he is a leader in his political party. 3rd, in the context of the party politics, Mheshimiwa Nabii contested against Savula in the party chairmanship of ODM in Kakamega County. Mheshimiwa Nabii was successfully elected by the party delegates of Kakamega. So, we know very well who has sent Savula to attack Honorable Nabii. We have put it there in the political context. Honorable, our client was in contest with the current governor of Kakamega, His Excellency Ferdinand Baraza. The questions that are leading to this defamation is that Mheshimiwa Nabii is again in the ballot to retain his seat in 2027. Honorable Savula wants to come back to reclaim the seat he had held in 2 terms. Honorable Savula was a member of parliament twice before he sensed that Honorable Nabii will dislodge him. He went to the county. He wants to come back. We have instructions from our client who is present, who will address you, that he is not worried about Honorable Savula coming to contest. But his message is very clear that the constituency, the ground is not there for him. And an attack on Mheshimiwa Nabii to gain sympathy, to gain traction, to enter into the political terrain of the constituency is an attempt in vain. We have very firm instruction to pursue further the godfathers of Honorable Savula. Those ones who are hiding behind Savula. Remember, this is the 3rd defamation suit Honorable Nabii has instituted. The first 2 were, now we have connected that it was Savula who had instructed those 2 to defame the Honorable Member of Parliament. We sued them. The matters are progressing. Many have tried to reach to Mheshimiwa to reconcile and to seek apology. So, the real godfathers are coming out, and that is why we have isolated and gone for the neck of Honorable Savula. Lastly, we expect directions to come from the learned judge, and by close of business today, we shall give to the public and to the whole nation the directions of the court. Allow me to give Mheshimiwa a chance to say something in regard to this matter that he has instructed me to go to court. Mheshimiwa.
Yeah, thank you, Counsel. First, people are wondering why Dunster. Why did I choose on Dunster? As a public figure in the political terrain and being a professional, I look for the best. And from where I sit in matters of this nature, which are quasi-political, quasi-legal, you look for somebody who is ahead of the others. So in my judgment, which I verily believe is the right judgment, then Dunstan becomes the best for this case. What am I trying to achieve? All I'm trying to achieve is that let's not use politics to character assassinate. If you want to come on a political contest, come with an agenda. Come with your manifesto. Come with your mission. Tell us what is your vision, and let's contest on issues. Now, if anyone thinks that he will pull Nabwera down by associating me with all sorts of issues, all I'm trying to say is that the law is the best arbiter for any contest that requires constitutional interpretation. And on this, I am prepared to go to the wire to stop Savula, his henchmen, including his boss, who is using public money to sponsor bloggers to abuse everybody around. I've asked council a very awkward but outstanding prayer, and this is it, that I want the court to order for choice of 3 competent medical facilities, including Kemri, Aga Khan Hospital and Nairobi Hospital, and for me and Savula to be subjected to public medical tests. And it shouldn't just be limited to even HIV. I want public medical tests. We are public figures, and I've submitted myself. And I want Savula to submit myself. And I would invite the media for that. And I'm hoping that, Dunstan, you are going to procure that directive from the learned judge. Because we must stop this stupidity. Where a thief, when God, he points a finger to another thief, ndio huyo, na kumbe yeye ndio mwizi. Finally, for the people of Lugari, you have been, we are, in the past, people are used to politics of innuendo, politics of handouts, politics lacking substance. All I'm trying to do is I want to clean for you politics. And to clean this politics, we must deal with people who have thrived on innuendo, character assassination, and lack of substance. Thank you.
Finally, for record purposes, Mheshimiwa has 2 wives and several children. Some of them are lawyers practicing in the high courts of Kenya. Serious family ties. This issue has caused a lot of anguish to those family members. We shall be moving to court, not representing Mheshimiwa, but the affected children who are now being told all over here, wherever they are, that their father has HIV/AIDS. We shall be moving to defend the mothers, because Mheshimiwa's wives represent the women of this country. It is totally unacceptable to enter into the territory private and start making such utterances that affect children and that affect wives. Mheshimiwa has no problem being attacked politically. He is a politician. They compete on politics. But anybody going into questions that affect wives and children, Mheshimiwa is ready to defend his family, is ready to defend his wives, and is ready to defend his reputation. Lastly, a claim about the medical condition of somebody. All medical reports or medical conditions are protected by the law. Are protected by the law. Unless the person gives you consent, no doctor, no person can allege an issue about somebody's health. And that's why Mheshimiwa wants to put this as a learning lesson for loose-tongued politicians who, when they have nothing to tell their electorate, they go attacking the health condition of people, malaligning this. It's true, Mheshimiwa gave us directions, and among the prayers we have asked is that during the HIV test, that the court orders the HIV test be done at Uhuru Park or at Kasarani Stadium in the presence of the media, so that there is nothing Mheshimiwa is hiding, so that it is not a question to be done quietly. It is a public issue, so that the public know whether Mheshimiwa indeed suffers from that allegation, and who between the two the doctors will say is medically fit. Thank you very much. Unless there's any question to Mheshimiwa or to me.
Maybe swali moja tu, kama wanavyokuita kule mtaani Wilhan. Rekodi yako ya maendeleo imekuwa ikidhihirika wazi, jenga mashule kwa mara ya kwanza baada ya miaka kadhaa, tumeona mwanafunzi akipata alama ya A. Je, unadhani kwamba hii ni mbinu badala ya kutaka kuondoa mawazo wa Kenya ama wanalugari na kuweka katika mrengo ambao tofauti?
Ni kweli kwamba ukiangalia rekodi ya miaka mitatu, kazi ile imefanya inashinda rekodi ya miaka 20 katika sekta ya elimu. Kwa zaidi ya miaka 8 kwa constituency yangu tulikuwa tuna alama ya A. Mwaka huu nina alama 10 za A. Na hata watoto wanaoenda chuo kikuu ni zaidi ya 800 kutoka kwa constituency yangu. Nikichukua constituency, watoto waliokuwa wameenda wengi zaidi walikuwa 232. You can see the leap in 3 years. Kwa huu muda ambao nimekuwa pale, utapata kwamba hakukuwa na chuo cha TVET, na niko na chuo cha TVET ambayo kwa Kenya sasa kwa mtihani uliopita it had the highest pass rate, 88%. And is only 3 years old. Tumeweka miundo msingi, tumeleta partners kwa constituency yangu saizi, Kenya Commercial Bank, M-Pesa Foundation, Sahara International, ambao ni marafiki zangu kutoka kule Uingereza. Wamenijengea zaidi ya shule 4 na wanaendelea kujenga zingine 4. So hawa wangwana ambao haja yao kubwa ilikuwa ni kutega wapiga kura mateka, kutumia siasa za porojo na handout ile kupeana shilingi 100, shilingi 200. Wana hofu kwamba nimebadilisha mawazo ya wapiga kura kutoka kwa siasa duni kuelekea kwa siasa ya maendeleo. So haja yao kubwa ni kutaka kunitoa kwa mwelekeo ambao niko nao na msimamo ambao nimechukua na wapiga kura, ili nipoteze muda kwa mambo yasiyofaa. Ndiposa nikaamua hapana, nikisema nijibiane nao kwa vijiji sitafanya kazi yangu. Niwaletee huyu bwana, ndiye ana uwezo wa kupambana na watu kama hao, na mimi nipaki katika mpango wangu wa kuendeleza maendeleo.